hundreds of other individuals, you know, really starting. That was just wonderful. You know, I felt the burn, and I encourage everyone to really focus on fitness and to ask the mayor to continue with such initiatives. I'm very, very pleased with the GPS legislation. We need that. We have individuals that have no respect for pretrial conditions. They continue to tamper with their GPS monitors, or in some cases they don't even get any. And this is important legislation to protect the public and to help MPD better serve our community. So I'm very pleased about that.
Anyone have any questions? All right, well, thank you for your time.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Ms.
Thank you.
Now we hear from Laisha Doherty from Ward 5, Councilmember McDuffie's office.
Hello, everyone. Good evening and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Everyone enjoyed the holiday season, and it's good to see you all again. My name is Laisha Doherty, and I am from Councilmember McDuffie's office, here to bring a couple of quick greetings and announcements on behalf of the office. Congratulations to the commissioners on their new roles. So just a couple of quick, most important updates. Councilmember McDuffie is no longer chairperson for a committee on judiciary. He did assume the chairmanship of a new committee, which is the Committee on Business and Economic Development. So some of the agencies that may be very important to you, ABRA, I know that you guys have a lot of ABRA concerns, so that now falls within our agency. Also, DMPED will be within our agency, the Department of Small Local Business Development, and also Department of Insurance, Security, and Bankers. So it's just a cluster of business, economic development affairs. For a full list, you can visit our website, and if you have any specific questions to a specific agency, please feel free to let me know. I did place actually on the back. So I did place this handout at the front sign-in table, and the whole list is here. Also, just a couple of quick announcements. So, the council member, today was our first legislative meeting where the council member introduced a couple pieces of legislation, which I will go over them. So the first one is the Voter Address Confidentiality Amendment Act of 2016. And basically it will allow survivors of domestic violence, sexual assault, stalking, and sex trafficking to register to vote without making their addresses public on the voter rolls or any election-related materials. The second one is the Local and Small Business Equity and Development Participation Amendment Act of 2017. And this legislation will help businesses and CBEs program profit from contracts awarded from the Housing Production Trust Fund. The next one is the Protecting Victims of Gender-Based Violence Amendment Act of 2017. This bill will amend workplace laws in order to protect victims and family members of victims of domestic violence, sexual abuse, and stalking from discrimination by employers, employment agencies, and labor unions. And also, the council member reintroduced the Expanding Access to Justice Amendment Act of 2016, which basically that will give a right to counsel in housing cases. It's been referred to each committee, the respective committee. Once it goes to the committee, it will go for a hearing or a roundtable, depending on the chairman of that committee, and then we'll go back to the CAL or the legislative meeting for votes. Also, just a couple of quick events that's been going on in the community. Councilmember McDuffie will join Ward 8 Councilmember Trayon White in the 11th Annual Peace Walk and Parade, which is on Martin Luther King Day. And also, Councilmember McDuffie will host informal meet and greets for ANCs. That was today. So I don't know if you all had a chance to stop by to that. If you know any high school students that are applying for college, the John A. Wilson Scholarship, which is given by the H Street Community Development Corporation, the application is available, and the application deadline is March 3rd. And so that's for high school students, and preference will be given to students in wards 5, 6, 7, 8. So that concludes my report for the evening. Are there any questions or time for questions? Okay. Questions, anyone?
Commissioner?
Oh, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the bill number for the first piece of legislation that you talked about with the voting?
There isn't a bill number yet since it was just introduced today, so
What's the title of it?
The Voter Address Confidentiality Amendment Act of 2017.
And what is the rationale for confidential
Yeah,
voter
no,
address?
it's to protect victims of domestic violence, assault, sexual assault cases.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Brown.
Oh, Commissioner Long.
I was gonna say, it's 22.
You got it? It's up already?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
220037.
There you go. Yeah.
No question.
I let him call him. So.
Okay.
Commissioner.
No, I didn't have a question. So
Oh, you
thank
didn't?
you.
Okay.
Well, I do have a comment.
Was it for me or was
No,
it?
not
Okay,
for you.
so I'm sitting down, so if anyone has any questions, feel
Thank
free to
you.
let me know. Okay, thanks.
If he's not available, is it possible we can move up my number 14, because I have to leave at 8 o'clock? And Mr. Hart is here, so if possible, can he be moved up on the agenda?
I will move, if possible, we can move you up to number 9.
Okay, that's fine.
So now we'll have the, since Sergeant Sullivan stepped out, we have a single member district report from commissioners. And we'll start with Pettigay Lewis, Commissioner 5D01.
I'm choosing to pass.
Okay. Commissioner Shropshire.
So I have my first single member district meeting this Saturday, January the, 14th, at Trinidad Rec Center, and it's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Commissioner Blackman.
Hey.
Commissioner Henderson.
Yes, I had a meeting with Congresswoman Norton on December 20th to discuss the upcoming inauguration and administration and what citizens can do to address it, some other issues. And I'm very pleased that Congresswoman Norton is actually supporting a local issue that a lot of my constituents and a lot of other neighbors are concerned about, and that is a bus shelter at Union Station. The architect of the Capitol, previous architect of the Capitol, had opposed putting a bus shelter at Union Station, but the ridership of the 96, 97, D8, X8, and the circulator bus demands that riders be protected. So I'm very, very pleased that Congresswoman Norton, at my request, has already begun working on that issue. I have also forwarded that matter to the Committee of 100, which I am a member and a trustee, and I was able to work with the Transportation Subcommittee. There's a letter of support forthcoming. So this is going to happen. DDOT and WMATA really want to protect riders, and I'm really happy that this is moving forward, and I think it's an excellent opportunity. I also had an opportunity to, again, promote the mayor's camera initiative. I can't say this enough. That is one of my favorite pieces of legislation that really allows citizens to be reimbursed up to $500 to get a security camera, and businesses and churches up to $750 reimbursement. And I really look forward to all of my constituents, including you, Mr. French, of getting to really taking advantage of that legislation. And I thank the mayor's office for providing additional flyers and just overall support and continuing to support that legislation. And hopefully when I come back at the next meeting, I'll be able to say that a majority of my constituents have cameras. And a majority of my former constituents, Ms. Miles, and your neighbors, I hope you take advantage as well, because it'll protect the community.
Okay, Commissioner Lewis, I'm gonna put you in at number 10. Let's hear from Chesapeake Platinum.
Oh, 5D. Oh, 5D, I skipped.
Yeah. Commissioner Butler, I'm sorry.
Oh, no problem, thank you. I haven't had my formal S&D meeting yet. The information on the formal meeting will be held soon. Just to kind of give you a brief rundown, since we're limited on time, on what my objectives are, for those of you that haven't been made aware or haven't talked with me. I am focusing, of course, on some primary issues in the S&D, that being working with businesses, specifically like CVS, where there's cleanliness issues specifically, working with the surrounding businesses, the flats, businesses down Bladensburg Road, to keep the surrounding area more clean. Also working with the city currently to get fixed receptacles at every corner, or certainly that's the long range ambition, to get them at every corner, but right now we'll get them where we can, and hopefully more of you will get yourselves involved in trash cleanups. That really helps keep the neighborhood clean. Working also on issues of community policing. We all know there's safety issues, also drug issues, K2, those problems haven't gone away. We tend to forget about them when the weather is cooler because they're not as prevalent, but they still exist. One thing I'm going to focus on is really working, and before I say this, let me kind of qualify my statement. I think the police in 5D and the entire city do a fantastic job in policing this city. But what I do want to focus on is focus on true community policing a little bit more. I think when Bratton was commissioner in New York, they got it right, where police officers would walk a beat, where they would be known by people in the neighborhood by name. I would really like to see a little more of that in DC, and I really believe that if it could start right here in 5D. So I also would like to see more togetherness, more harmony on this commission, and I think we as commissioners need to work on that. We need to not say my constituents, we need to say our constituents. We need to really focus on getting along with each other, because we can all embrace slogans like stronger together, but let me tell you this, it applies to us. What we do on an everyday basis is literally more important than what the President of the United States does, and how it affects our lives on a daily basis. So if we don't get along, if there's dysfunction amongst the ranks of us, then I promise you our constituents will not benefit. So I'm not going to be more loquacious here, but thank you, and I thank you all for your support.
And I thank you. And as
Thank you,
discussed,
Commissioner Butler, for your comments, and I really appreciate your comments. And I want to publicly welcome you to this commission. And I look forward, and I've said it before, but I look forward to working with you. And it would be nice if we could get back to the business of having a functioning commission. And I certainly look forward to that. I just want to say one thing. The first meeting, the first convening of ANC5D, the commissioners didn't all like each other, but we were able to work together and get the job done on behalf of the citizens. So liking each other is not even a prerequisite for working together.
thank you, Commissioner Henderson. Thank you, Commissioner Butler. Commissioner Buggs, do you have anything to say? Anything to report? No, so I take it I don't have anything to report at this time. Number 9 on the agenda, Commissioner, we'll vote.